I just want you to know that the world is not going to change if you're going to suffer in silence. No one is going to know if you're not going to talk about it. You have to talk about what happened. You have to talk about how you suffered and what made you feel uncomfortable. Stop depending on people for defending you. Stop depending on people to stand up for you, to fight for you, because no one's going to do it. Even the friend that you cry to every day, no, they don't care. It's not about them, it's about you. It has happened to you, it has not happened to them, so it is not going to be serious until it happens to them. The thing is, no one is going to fight for you, no one is going to speak up for you, no one is going to stand up for you. You got to do it. That man who made you feel uncomfortable, yes, you got to talk about it. And yes, you got to talk to him. Yes, you got to confront him that what the fuck are you doing. You're not gonna just sit in silence and suffer forever, because life's not gonna change, and yes, it is gonna happen again. Just because something really intense happened in your childhood doesn't mean it is not gonna repeat itself in your adulthood. Because it has happened once, because the world is like that. It will happen twice, because yes, the world will not change easily. At least not right now. You gotta stand up for yourself, because no one is going to do that. You just gotta make people uncomfortable. The people who make you feel uncomfortable, you gotta do the same to them. Because no one's gonna listen, no one's gonna care if it's not about them. Even your family, they're gonna just say, of course, it's not always the same. But mostly they're gonna blame you for wearing makeup, for wearing those clothes, for opening your hair, or maybe get like having your hair down. They're gonna blame you. They're not gonna blame the man. You just gotta stand up for yourself. You gotta rebel against that shit. Because no one is like holding your hand and going through that with you. You're going through that. You're going through the sleepless nights. You're going through the uncomfortable moments when the man is making you uncomfortable in ways that we cannot explain because we are not men. You just gotta speak up for yourself. If they're making fun of you, if they're laughing at you after making you uncomfortable, just do the same to them. And I know that you feel numb in that moment. You feel really uncomfortable and weird and fucking shitty because you can't do anything. You feel helpless in that moment. But actually, the truth is, you're not helpless. You can do something about it. And maybe, yes, telling other people is the first step. Is the first step, but most of the times people just pity you because they feel like you're some kind of a baby that they have to protect instead of a woman who is trying to lead her life, and they have to teach that woman how to stand up for herself. No, they want to be there for you and they want to help you, but they don't want you to help yourself because it's not about them. I just want you to protect yourself. If that means to do anything, to survive, and do not let anyone else control your life or your emotions or anything related to you. Just stop expecting people to come and save you or protect you from anything or anyone. I mean, be a living proof of a person who can create a scene at any time if it's needed. Because the need will arise and you will need to speak up and be bold. Because no one is coming and going to tell you that this is the time that you need to speak up or this is the time that you have to really just speak whatever happened. I want you to save yourself. I want you to not let anyone have the power of making you uncomfortable and letting them get away with. Because making you feel a certain way, especially making you feel uncomfortable, is a really big power. And I don't want you to give it away to anyone. Once in my college, हमारे school के सामने एक बार, there was a guy who was literally twisting a girl's hand like this and the girl was visibly uncomfortable. She was physically uncomfortable in that moment because it was literally in front of the main road. And the guy was laughing, making it a joke. And I was like, "What the hell are you doing? Kya kar raha hai?" And then the guy just felt silent. And the girl was like, "Ye mera bhai hai." And I'm like, in my mind, now I'm like, even if he's your brother, he can't do that. Yeah, if you want to play siblings, go play at your home. And I think you should not even do that at your home in the first place because she is uncomfortable and she does not like the way you are treating her, especially in front of 100 people. So the last thing a girl wants is to get physically uncomfortable. And even if you treat it as a joke, it is not funny. It is actually just not funny. I was so angry in that moment because even if she's your sister, you can't have that much control over her. Like you have to protect her. You don't have to make her feel worse in public or even in at home. You don't have to make her feel that way. मेरी दादी हमेशा कहती है कि एक चुप सौ को हरा देता है. I feel like in this generation, in this time, in this century, in this time period, सौ सौ बोलने वाले लोग एक चुप को हरा देते हैं. And staying silent does not work. Suffering in silence is not should not be a choice because you are not helping people change or you are not changing the way other people treat you. Staying silent won't change anything. Staying silent won't change the world. Suffering in silence won't change the times. That's just the truth. If you have to if you have to live a life in peace, then you have to speak up for yourself, then you have to stand up for yourself. You have to speak up when like someone else feels uncomfortable, and I think we should all stand up for people. And that starts with standing up for yourself because it is so important to protect yourself. I think many people need to hear this. I think especially many girls need to hear this, that please, please, please do not go to men to protect you from men. Because I know there will be many families that are really healthy and that make the environment safe enough for you to speak up and for you to ask for help. But the majority of the cases involve women whose families blame the girl for either wearing makeup, for being like having too much freedom, or wearing those clothes, or having that open up a mindset, and they always blame the girl. Most of the times, even the families would just blame the girl and never punish the guy. The men will not be punished. The women will be caged. The men will not be held responsible for their actions. The girls will always be criticized for their reactions. And I don't care if anyone calls me like, I don't care if people think that I'm overreacting. I just create a scene. I don't care. I don't care what my younger brother thinks when he's trying to make me feel a certain way, or he's triggering me, or he's doing something really insulting. I don't hesitate before telling my dad because I know he will stop him. And even if my mother and my sister is like, "Oh, क्यों बता दिया यार, वो तो अभी छोटा सा ही है, वो तो ऐसी मजाक कर रहा था." I don't think it's a joke. I don't think the way you make me feel is a joke. It's not funny to me, and I'm not going to hesitate before telling my father because I know if I don't, he will repeat it, and it will happen again, and he'll think that he has some kind of control over me. And I do not hesitate before overreacting in front of other people because other people will never know what shit I'll have to go through if I don't overreact. They do not live in my head. They do not live in this brain of mine that keeps overthinking all day long. They don't have to live this life in this body and how it feels. They don't have to feel the way I feel when I go through shit or when someone makes me feel uncomfortable. You have to speak up. You have to speak up. I think it's so important to just be there for yourself instead of regretting it, thinking about it in the bathroom, thinking about it when you're not, when you're trying to sleep but you can't sleep because that thing keeps repeating itself in your mind. You have to take the step to set the boundaries, to speak up to the person, to confront the person. And yes, I am really, I know how stupid or how numb or how helpless it feels in that particular moment, but that moment can be broken if you just choose courage, if you just choose to be brave. It's so important these days to just stand up for yourself. I think every girl needs to hear this. Every woman needs to hear this, that they have to stand up for themselves. They have to protect themselves. I don't know what situation, how intense of a situation you are in, and what will help you. Only you know that. And I think when something happens, even if it's intense, something happens, and you feel really stuck in your body, and you feel scared to take the step that will help you get through that, take that step. I know it's really scary. I know it feels really stuck and you feel really scared, but the only power they have over you is making you feel scared. And you can only take that power away by speaking up for yourself. I used to always say to my mother that why are my parents like, why are you and dad so, like, why are you so overprotective over us, like me and my sister? And I'm like, कि मैं तो इतनी अच्छी दिखती भी नहीं हूँ, मेरे को देखेगा कौन है? You feel like we are the only girls left in the world, like you treat us that way. And now I feel like it's not about what you look like, it's what they choose to look at. It's not what you look like, it's what they see in you. And it's really not only you. They may probably look at all the females that way. And obviously, I know it's mainly, this video is mainly for girls and women, but I feel like even if it's a guy and if they can relate to this, and if they can take any help from this video, I'll be really grateful if this video helps you. But I just want the girls to know, if you're going through a really hard period of feeling like your body is not your own, or if your life is not your own and you feel really uncomfortable, or maybe you are running away from someone, if that helps, do it. But mainly I'm gonna say, just just be brave. I know it's really hard to go through it. I've been through that. I feel like every girl in the world, probably every girl, has been through that period, or maybe that situation where they feel uncomfortable in their own body. They feel like throwing away their body. They feel like separating themselves from their body because they felt a certain feeling in a moment. And I just want you to know, your life is your own, your body is your own, no one owns it. You can, like, you can break the cycle, you can break the pattern, you can break the chain by just being brave, by just speaking up, by just standing up for yourself. We always depend on other people to save us, to protect us, to speak up for us, to save us from the world. I think my sister is also really on her own most of the times, because she feels like if she speaks up about it, um, we'll be caged more. I think the freedom that we have right now will be taken away, because that's how the current world is. I think for most girls, if the girl speaks up, it's her problem, it's her fault, the blame is on her, and she's the problem. So she should be locked up in a room. But I just want to say, if you're really scared, do what it takes to take away that power from that person or from those people. Do whatever it takes to protect you. And I mean it literally, because no one knows what you're going through. No one is gonna go it go through it with you. No one is gonna like take you out of that problem like a puppet. No one's gonna do that. You gotta do it yourself. You gotta get through that problem yourself. And I think also it's really important right now to be independent. And I know that asking for help from other people can be a big, like, can be a major thing. I'm saying do whatever it takes to protect you. Just protect yourself. Just stand up for yourself, because either speak up or stand up, or suffer in silence forever. Either speak up or suffer in silence forever. Either speak up right now or regret forever, because that feeling, that memory is never going to go away from your body and your mind. So that was it for today's video. If this helped you in any way, I just want you to do one thing that benefits you, because only you can save yourself. Only you can become the person who gets you out of your problems. Thank you. Bye bye.